Tougen Anki season 1 is done. It got rated at a D. A grade D. That might get you degrees in college, but is it good enough for you to actually watch this anime? Let's get into it. Okay, I know my anime list is not necessarily the greatest platform ever, but it does give a lot of information. Now, this thing got a 6.85 rating. Dude, that's pretty poor. That's pretty low, man. I mean, you're almost at a C grade, but does it really deserve it? Let's talk about it. The good stuff, what's good about Tougen Anki, man? I can't trash on it too much without at least giving it its props, right? So let's talk about the good stuff. The good stuff is that it's actually pretty action heavy, right? I mean, you get a crap ton of battles. You actually have a lot of fights starting off from episode 1, which is real nice because I really hate those shonen animes that just come out and it's just hella slow with no battles, and it's supposed to be a battle shonen, right? What's cool is that there really doesn't seem to be any fillers with this. It's just kind of straight to the point, and I'm actually reading the manga. It's kind of doing a good job of staying on point. I gotta say though, the manga, at least in English, it's behind the anime, which is kind of disappointing because I like to read manga and find out what's going on before the anime drops. No, I'm not one of those elitists, at least not all the time. But yeah, man, what's really good about it? If I had to say the best things about Tougen Anki, it's really just that it's a pretty casual anime that you could watch without having to work, like have your brain work so hard. Simple plotline. And it's nothing new, right? It's nothing new. Which kind of leads me into what's really not good about it. Now, if you're here, I'm assuming that you already know what Tougen Anki is about. So I'm not going to wrap it all up and summarize and put it in a gift box for you. You already know what it's about. We all know that this is a basic shonen plotline. You got these two different species, races fighting against each other. I mean, it's nothing new. Your generic main character, Shiki, he's exactly that, right? He's just a generic dude. I mean, he's just kind of pissy, kind of dumb. I kind of don't like how they do that a lot with shonen main characters, making the main guy kind of dumb. But I mean, he's not like the smartest guy around, is he? But he's surrounded by a lot more side characters that are kind of more interesting than him, which is part of a good recipe for a shonen anime. But it's a basic shonen plot, right? A lot of people said this is just pretty much, what's that called? Blue Exorcist reskinned, and they're kind of right. I kind of understand it. The animation itself is actually not that great. To be honest, there are some times where the CGI was just a little bit too much, but I can't really complain because I kind of had low expectations coming into it. Personally, I think the manga is doing a lot better, even though it's story-wise in English. It's not caught up to where the anime is. I think the manga performs a lot better just because you can see some nitty-gritty details in the artwork, and the CGI just kind of doesn't do it for me. But I think the weakest thing about this anime here is that I just feel like it's not living up to its potential. I feel like it's just a pretty basic, hits all the baseline things of a shonen anime, but it doesn't really excel at any one thing. So if you're thinking about something like maybe Demon Slayer, right? Demon Slayer, everyone says it's basic, it's carried by its animation, and to a certain degree, that kind of makes sense, right? But when we're talking about Tougen Anki, it's kind of basic everywhere, and it just doesn't really excel in one thing. At least Demon Slayer would have animation to carry it. Personally, I think it's pretty good in all other aspects as well, but Tougen Anki doesn't even have that. Now, I said it in one of these previous episodes I dropped that I thought that Tougen Anki is just kind of missing one badass character. I mean, you got Jujutsu Kaisen with Gojo, right? That dude's like a popular pop icon, really, in the whole anime and pop culture world. But Tougen Anki doesn't really have anybody. I felt like you needed just some one badass dude to kind of anchor down the anime and make it be like, oh yeah, this dude is the shit. But we kind of don't really have that. And I feel like you always got to have someone like that to kind of have a standard. You know what I'm saying? Like Bleach, we had Aizen. That dude was like an oh shitter. But despite Tougen Anki's weaknesses and its, things that are not so good about it, is it still worth watching? Be honest with you, the answer is yes, if you fit a certain mold. If you're just someone who just genuinely likes shonen animes, of course. If you're someone who just doesn't want to use their brain too much when you watch something, maybe you're a Solo Leveling fan. Just playing. But really, if you want to shut off your brain and you just want to watch something that's super easy to understand, this is good for you. And if you're just someone who's super into gore and bloody shit, yeah, I would check it out. You know, one thing I forgot that people were hating on was the fan service. I mean, they're talking about the character design, saying that it's just way too much fan service. But let's be real, any shonen anime, you could kind of expect it. It's kind of just part of the genre. And I don't think it actually really relies on it so much like I feel other ones might. It's kind of funny, but if you look at these characters, all four of them, they could be the same exact character if you just change up their whatever they're wearing. They almost all look identical. Just change the hair, swap the hairs, right? Kind of change the eye shape. Everything else about their figure is identical. Yeah, I forgot people would be hating on their character design. It doesn't bother me. Does it bother you? Shit. Anyways, I would watch it. I think Tougen Anki is worth watching. I think its manga is better, to be honest with you. But I think it's worth watching just if you have the extra time and you're just chilling. You want to watch anime just to chill. If you want to get invested into something, I would say pass. But if we're talking about investments, dude, y'all tell me you're watching season 2 of Hell's Paradise. Obviously, you should have watched season 1 by now if you're watching it. But shit, man, this is something that's different. See, one thing about Tougen Anki is that I felt like the fights that they have there, they're cool, but they don't really seem so meaningful. Feel me? But here in Hell's Paradise, it feels like every single fight means something. And that's because we give a shit about their main character. And we care about the side characters more, right? I feel like there's more things to be invested in. Now, full disclosure, I completed this manga a couple years ago. So to be honest, I kind of forgot everything that happened. But one thing I do remember is that I enjoyed it a lot. And a lot of the reason why I enjoyed it was because, is this shonen or is this seinen? Let's see, what do they say here? Oh, they said shonen. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of the themes here they're pretty mature, I feel like. I feel like they're really mature, actually. And I think that's why I liked it a lot. I mean, one thing this and Tougen Anki had in common was they're both quite gory, but this one just seems gory on a more mature level. Now, Hell's Paradise Season 2, I think this stepped its game up. If I see here, I think they actually, yeah, they got higher ratings compared to the last season. But who knows? I mean, it's hard to trust these ratings. A lot of people are just review bombing places. And dude, in general, I'm a ratings hater. But I feel like this is kind of accurate, actually. What I like about season 2 is that everything, it's doing exactly what a season 2 should be doing, right? Every season 2 should build upon the first season, what they did right, and try to expand upon it. And I think what's going along that's right, it's not necessarily what the animation studio is doing, but it's more so the writing. As you get deeper into the story, we find out more about the lore of the island and more about people's histories, each side character's history too, not just the mains. And that's what they're doing right. Now, of course, they got good things going on. Like the animation is amazing. Of course, I like the fight scenes and the choreography. The monstrous plants are ugly as hell. I'm checking out this dude's reason why he says to not recommend it. He doesn't recommend it because they like season 1 and they had to watch a recap. Okay, but what's your problem? I want to comment on the animation this season. It's definitely not Mappa's best work. Dude, it's not Mappa's best work because they're getting slammed with how many projects? I mean, what do you expect? See, this is the problem, I think, with people in animation nowadays. You're expecting freaking solo leveling Demon Slayer type quality animation as the standard now. So anything that's not even at that level or, a little bit below it, you start complaining. Dylan, you got a valid opinion, but I just disagree. Now, if you're watching this second season already, you are probably a fan. I'm a fan of it. As someone who's read the manga, I feel like they're sticking to the source material. Does anyone not talk about any recommendations if you like this? Look, since this place right here got no recommendations if you like Hell's Paradise, I'm going to tell you, watch Jujutsu Kaisen if you don't already. And also, what's the other one? This was part of the Dark Triad. It was Jujutsu Kaisen, Hell's Paradise, and one more. Chainsaw Man. Yep. Those three, I mean, they all kind of fit the same bubble space. It's kind of gory. It's kind of more mature. You kind of got some darker elements to it that you want to get on most typical shonen power friendship type things. So if you like that, if you like this anime, definitely check out the other two if you don't already. And if you want something more that's kind of less mainstream, let me know. I'll dig some out and make a video for y'all. But that's enough about Hell's Paradise. Now we're gonna start talking about some chickens, man. We're talking about some roosters. I'm talking about Rooster Fighter. Now this one has an anime coming out next month in March. If you haven't read the manga and you are a manga reader, dude, personally I'd recommend it. But I'd only recommend it for a certain kind of person. I'd recommend it for someone who likes Baki, Kengan Ashura, One Punch Man. The reason why is because this is hella ridiculous. Like if you like the goofy humor type of things, you like some ridiculous fights, and honestly, the artwork is actually pretty insane. Let me see if they got some panels here so I could show you. But the artwork is actually hella nice. Who's the person that did this? Let's see what else they've done. Looks like this mangaka only did one other manga, T Dragon, which I have not read. But Niwatori Fighter, Rooster Fighter is hella funny, dude. Just watch the trailer, and if you laugh at one thing from the trailer, 100% you need to read this. I mean, basically, it's just about big cock energy. You got this a little rooster that is hella strong and fights kaiju. That's the bottom line premise of what it's about. How it becomes more deep and crazy, you're gonna have to figure it out on your own. Like I said, it just really reminds me of One Punch Man. And to be honest with you, if you're a little bit of an older fan, if you watch Dragon Ball and you like that goofy, stupid humor, this would also be something for you to watch or read. But that's all I got for y'all this week. If you got something you think I should be checking out or something that needs more attention, let me know in the comments below. Catch you on the next one.